Uh, I want to tell you that at the end of the video, I'm going to make a special announcement. But right now, I wanted to talk with you about a situation that I ran up on back in uh, 20, 2010, I think it was. Uh, and I call it "Don't burn your bridges behind you." In other words, but I got laid off from Volvo Penta back in 2008, and when I got laid off, I felt all kinds of emotional feelings, and stuff, and I felt anger, I felt resentment, and all that stuff. But you know, what good would it have done me to uh, hold any grudges against anybody? I mean, they hired me; they can get rid of me just as fast as they hired me. But I made them a good employee for 8 years, and I just thought that my life was coming to an end. But this world keeps on turning, and uh, whether you're on it or not, it still keeps on turning. But anyway, my boss had been uh, putting stuff on my record before that, before I got laid off, like stuff that didn't really make any sense because I knew that it was something that I never happened. But he was making excuses to the upper line that he wanted me to go. I think, but anyway, all said and done, I didn't, like I said, they hired me and they can fire me just as well. But uh, what I was saying was they laid me off, and I was feeling angry and sad, confused, and stuff like that. But I went through this class. It was uh, this guy named Joe Jimmy. I never will forget him, but he taught me that uh, no matter what the situation was, it's how you reacted to a situation is what made it come out like it did. In other words, if you reacted well to a situation, uh, it would come out good. And if you reacted bad to a situation, it could wind up bad. And he was true. He was truthful about it. And so I went on and to get me another job and all, and about 2 months later, no, probably it's probably more like 3 months later, I guess. I wound up uh, organizing in with the union down there in Memphis and got on down there uh, down there as a electrician, and I started making more money than I ever thought about making there at Volvo, and so, but in order to get organized in with the union, I had to get a letter from my old boss saying that I had 8 years of verifiable electrical experience. Well, it's a good thing that I didn't make enemies with him, because if I had of, it would have gone really bad. I mean, I couldn't have got a letter from him or nothing. Uh, he was sort of. I thought he was sort of reluctant to do it anyway. But anyway, I left on good terms with him, and he said, "Yeah, sure, I'll write him a letter." So they wrote me a letter, and I got hired on. And few years later, a couple of years later, I got hired on with somebody else that upped my income again. Uh, and It was about 2010, I think it was, and uh, I got hired on with this company, and I left Volvo. I think the most I ever made may have been $40,000 a year, and this last company I was with, uh, I just couldn't believe they offered me the salary they offered me. But anyway, I made over 100,000 every year that I was there, and I worked there for 10 years, and but I wound up uh, being diagnosed in 2010 with colon cancer, and I didn't think I was going to be able to go to work for them. They'd already called and offered me the job, but I didn't think it was right for me to uh, go to work for them and then tell them I had cancer. I'd been diagnosed with cancer. I thought it was right for me to come out and tell them right up front what was going on. And I did, and they kept me. They kept my job for me. I had to wait for another month before I went for orientation, but uh, they give me another job. Help my job for me, and I'd worked there probably 4 years, and they decided that I'd have to transfer to another place that they had. So I had to transfer then. But anyway, when I went through that cancer, I finished with my surgery and all, and went to work and did my chemo while I was at work, and it was sort of hard on me. Uh, it made me real sick and all, and I just didn't know how. I was having a hard time getting by. Just having the cancer and then being wound up with all them bills and all and everything. So uh, I hung in there with them, and I transferred to another place for them, and I put in 10 years with them before I retired. But uh, I probably wouldn't have retired as soon as I had if I hadn't had to. Um, I had to find a job that was going to, or find something to do that it was going to be easier on me. And I worked as long as I thought I could there, and I finally had to give it up because some of the jobs I had was getting in 160-degree heat, working on boilers and stuff up there. It was around 160 degrees during the summertime, and you couldn't work very long up there. Probably about 30 minutes is all you could last. But uh, I I made it through in a couple of years there, and then uh, I finally decided I needed to retire. So, and I had some money saved up, but I don't really think I had enough saved up really because uh, I got everything paid off and all, so I live off my Social Security pretty much and a small pension that I got. But you got to be really aware of the money that you got, whether you can afford to retire or not. What I'm saying, but I was at the age of retirement, so I need to go ahead and retire anyway. But that cancer can sure cause havoc on you because I spent uh, just about all I'd saved up working the 30 years that I'd worked, and all of my savings and everything was gone. But that's probably one reason I'm in business now, doing what I do. But I was wanting to tell you about if you know anybody with cancer and or had cancer, tell them to keep up with the vitamin D, because I've figured out that vitamin D has got a lot to do with it, a lot to do with their cancer cells accumulating in your body in places, and it's they say it's a lack of vitamin D is what it is. So if you take vitamins, which you should, and if you don't, you need to at least take extra vitamin D. Uh, and The special announcement I was going to make was the way this economy is getting nowadays. It's getting real bad, and I want to tell y'all that if you got any extra money, you need to buy you some gold and silver or gold if you can, because that'll give you something to barter on if this dollar goes out. Now I'm serious about that. This dollar is just wilting away to nothing. I mean, you can't. I mean, stuff's getting so expensive, and what it is, the dollar's losing its value. And I'm afraid when this BRICS thing comes up, they're going to do a whammy on us right there. But and it's going to be bad, I'm afraid. But buy you some gold and silver just in case, and it'll be better than putting your money in the bank, because it's more, it gold and silver both is coming more in demand every day, uh, and you won't never lose money on it, I don't think. But I've got a couple of stock picks here too. If y'all that are listening wants a couple of stock picks, I know I've said them before, but CGNX is a good stock. One of the good ones, and it's went down here lately, and it'd be time to buy it right now. And ASML would be another good stock to buy. I know it's expensive; it's like $800 a share right now, something like that. But if you trade stocks and stuff, those are two good stock picks right there. And ASML is supposed to do very well, because they're building these big hyped up chips for this AI stuff, and everything. That's one good AI stock to buy, and you should be able to do very well with it. But I'd still buy some gold and silver because you don't never know what this economy is fixing to do. Uh, I know back in history, uh, when the economy went bad like that, the people they would take gold and silver away from people, or gold anyway. They claimed it illegal to keep gold and stuff, but I don't think it's illegal now. But they could try to confiscate it, but if you could find you a good hiding place, I doubt seriously if they could find it anyway. But uh, I wanted to let you know about that, because I wanted y'all to be prepared for something if it did happen. Uh, but like I say, the world keeps going around and around. Though, if they go to a digital dollar or whatever, uh, it's still going to the world's still going to keep turning regardless, and uh, they'll find a way around doing a lot of things, and doing whatnot. But anyway, I wanted to let y'all know about that and give you those two stock picks. And if you got any comments or questions or anything, I've got a couple of opportunities. Uh, I'm in the Sissel distributing business, and I'm also into uh, affiliate marketing. And if you've got any questions or comments, either one, just leave me a comment in the down. I'll answer any comments you have. Uh, just let me know and let me know what you'd like to listen to, what kind of content you like. But I appreciate you watching today, and thanks a lot. Have a good evening.